peak in a sort of Iberian Cup. So for them, it's not going to be an easy time of things. I mean, PACT, they've really struggled as well recently. Leads into a lot of just varied teams, obviously slightly higher caliber. So you'd say that PACT's level probably is still above eXploits. But as we head into the ninth round, let's see how this one falls and what we can sort of take from the pistol round when that comes. Because right now, it's generally... These maps are sort of looking like it is PACT as a favourite, but we'll see how it falls. It's just from the sort of general level of the players, but you never know what a team like eXploit might be able to throw at the Polish side. As a PACT, they did win the ninth round. I believe they choose CT side. Or do they choose T side? No, they've chosen CT. Yeah, there we go. As to be expected. And joining me today, I am Dan Chan. Joining me, hello Flakes, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. A last minute sort of technical woe to get set up here.
Oh,
I love the fact
tell
that
me about it.
your pronunciation of Shizzy Peak is glorious. Absolutely love it.
Have you been here that
What a team
long?
name! What a team name!
Yeah. I didn't realize you've been
I
here
was
that
just waiting
long.
for I was just
Sorry.
waiting for my sort of segue to jump in. That's
Yeah. I've had a myriad of different windows open on my second monitor, so hopefully
no worries.
we can enjoy a nice relaxing game of CS. Maybe not relaxing, exciting, energetic, hype, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah,
But
relaxing, exciting. It's all the same. We want a good game of Counter Strike at the end of the day, and ideally a good best of 3 as well. Of course, starting off on train, you never really know what you're gonna get. It could really go either way.
definitely could with Manise posted up towards connector. I mean, that's oh, Jesus. Second one was a bit tired, but he gets the both of them in the end. First shot was very crisp, and he gets away with 11 HP. And MADDOG's PACT, they do have a 2-man advantage already. But eXploit, they still look committed towards B. That one Molotov. Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's not going to give anyone a headache, is it?
No, I'm glad the observer switched away from that one quickly, as it's just Bloods and Platt left alive. 2 on 5. I mean, the Molotov they threw towards A did a good job in taking rotations over us. Now, close range, they're actually finding a decent chunk of damage. But it is just Bloods in a 1v2. Kit for Lunatic. He's going to try and stick it inside the smoke. Never mind, he's had his head chopped off. As now it's just Manise, and surely eXploit don't win it from a 2 on 5. Surely not. They are.
Yeah. I think the problem you've got there is just the HP is just too damn low. He's so low HP at that point. I mean, 20 HP to try and get yourself through a smoke and force the kill for Bloods is just... It's mission impossible.
I have no idea how eXploit pulled that back from a 2 on 5. That was impressive. But they get it done, and Manise, those 2 entries from him, going to mean absolutely nothing now. Couple scouts for PACT, a few deagles. Scouts could find good work here, though. On train, certainly could find a lot of damage and make things a little easier for those pistols.
Side here is they can basically just walk out onto the B site and they can make all the mistakes in the world and nothing's going to matter because there's no one here.
Yeah, it's completely empty. It's free real estate. Don't know if people still say that, but it is. It's free real estate and eXploit.
2021. You can say whatever you want to say.
Well, maybe not anything. There probably are some hard limits, which we're not going to brush on here. PACT, they're just going to save the pistols.
It's a dangerous conversation right there.
Yeah. I was gonna shimmy away from that one very quickly.
Shimmy away, Shizzy Peak. I mean, you're keeping it rolling today. It's good.
Yeah, I'm just a lyrical artist, I guess. Looks like MADDOG's PACT are able to keep hold of all those weapons, so it's not often you see 10 players survive a round. But that's what's just happened. There was really no point for PACT to try and go for that retake. The round was already lost, even with the little bit of weaponry they bought up. It was not going to be a fun time for them. They'd lose a lot of players for probably not much gain. So they just save for this next round, hope that they can find an entry or something, and just try and collect some damage here, because obviously with 5 players surviving a round, eXploit starts to put up a bit of cash in reserve, and that is a good shot. And so is that. Manice has just found 2 kills with the scout there. I think the first one was completely through the wall of main.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. You shouldn't really be able to get away with that, and he has just absolutely annihilated them. Looks like Bloodstow will be able to make sure this doesn't get too wild, just chasing them down. But still going with a scout, still seeing the repeats come through. They're still getting away with absolute murder.
A 3-on-2 as well. PACT have the advantage, as it's up to Platt and Watts to get this bomb planted, try and defend it from some hungry Polish players. Dealing with Darko there in towards the site is the first step, but oh, careful, because Lunatic's still about with that scout. He's trying to shoot under the train to no avail. And Manice is going to be coming in from the backlines as well, as they just start to clean things up. Now, I mean, another scout shot comes through from Lunatic. Both of these players at just 30 HP, but Scout and USP has been so far away here with no kit. Unlikely he's able to close out this round. Should be eXploit to a 3rd, but either way, good damage from PACT. Could find another kill here as well. Never mind. He's had his head ripped off. His body cartwheeled off the train. It's a sad life.
Nice and flexible, though. Just a nice little cartwheel. Can't go wrong with that.
He's been going to Pilates.
I was expecting acrobatics or anything. You gone for Pilates. Nice.
Pilates is an underrated form of exercise and yoga, I guess. I mean, I don't personally do it, but I still think it's underrated.
It's all good, Denchan. We understand what you get up to in your free time.
Yeah, gotta keep the body...
We don't judge here. This is a safe space.
Gotta keep the body in peak form. Nothing wrong with that.
Talking of not judging, that's a frag that really Darker should be able to find there. Perfectly set up for it, but gets wide swung on by his opponent. And that does allow B-side to ultimately try and get out onto this A side. Now, with the refrag coming back through, you can see eXploit haven't really bit the bullet and really moved anywhere just yet, but that could have got a little bit sketchy there.
Really could have. The knocks in top dog position. Might have himself a very quick rotation up the ladder. eXploit decide to go for this. Sobel, he's going to be able to mow down 2 towards the brown holes there. Peeks round. I think he catches them unaware, not expecting a peek like that. And now Nox, he's on the flank. And he could at least find 1 here onto Watts. That's a given. As he hears the utility being thrown, he's here in the steps. He spots an arm out. And he's going to gladly take that. Oh, no. He does eventually take it. He dinks up on the first shot and has to follow through as it's just Platt. Left alone. Low HP. No chance of that kill. It's PACT. They find a first round on the board.
Only downside here is if they lose this round, they get absolutely nothing left. Their money is not ideal, because even though they win the round, it was very, very costly for them.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's the same for eXploit, though. I mean, they've got a Deagle, a Mac 10, few AKs, and no cash in reserve, really, so whoever wins this round is going to have themselves a nice antique or a bit of a min buy coming against them. And eXploit looking just to go for Old Faithful, I think, here. It's going to be a simple execute towards that B site by the looks of things. Look at Sobel, close range. Gets some nice damage onto Watts. Can't follow through on it, though. And now, He's being run down. Good opening from eXploit, but there's still Darko in the sight. And, oh, Bloods just about gets his gun drawn, but Manice is going to keep things even as OBJ just goes through a smoke for Mac 10. Perfect weapon for that situation. And it's Lunatic against 2, and as you said, oh, okay, maybe not. I was about to wrap up the round. Yeah.
He's got the 1v1, and he's got the AWP as well. Not the most ideal weapon of choice to having to get close ranging here, but he can shuffle out to a rifle at his choosing. Of course, going to try and immediately get onto the bomb. Knows where his opponent will be coming from, I would imagine. Fortunately, has a little bit of doubt. Thinks that Connector could be on the cards, and from there it actually becomes relatively simple. Curious to how he thinks that he would come from Connector there. I'm guessing he just wonders does he have enough time to actually go for the bamboozle, dropping down through PopDog, rotating along through Connector, catch him by surprise.
Yeah. I mean, your mind could start to play tricks on you in those situations. And for PACT, one thing that certainly isn't a trick is going to be this weaponry. I mean, look at it, 3 Deagles, a P250, a USP. eXploit are going to have themselves a very nice T-half coming through already. Going to be 5 on the board before PACT can even buy up again. And there's still so much to play for in this half as well.
Nice to see the Deagles working these angles again. They can always be quite cheeky in what they're able to pull off.
Ooh, hello. Hello. Nice to see you there, mate. A little bit of a exchange towards the PopDog. Nobody gets taken down, but Manice with 2 towards Ivy just spams down with the Deagle as the flash comes through. That's the bomb dropped as well, Flakes.
Deagle, Darko, all he's got to do is just find that 1-kill PopDog and support his teammate back trains with the round's won. That is absolutely brutal. Manish really gets away with absolute murder here, doesn't he? Just swinging it out wide. He actually potentially could have got a triple kill here. Nice to see him not overstay his welcome and commit for it all, but it's kind of hilarious when you think about it, that there was the opportunity there, and then of course the burst fire pistol reigning supreme, close range towards hell as well.
God, that burst fire with a Glock was painful. 1 burst on the left side, 1 burst on the right side. And the guy was so low, he only needed to connect 1 bullet just anywhere on the body. Deary me. Wouldn't have made much difference to the round if he had found that kill. Just PACT steal away. Sobel's going to have a bit of a firing range for himself here with the support of Manice. They look to take down absolutely everybody over on this B site. There you go, PACT to a 3rd round. So, you know, you remember a little bit ago when I said they'd have 5. I just hate
clearly getting
sometimes.
5 is the curse at this point. Not able to get there just yet. They are going to have to keep on pushing, keep on cracking the whip. So now I'm going to see a beautiful peek and just complete death and destruction. What a wide swing. 2 kills, lock and key. 2 more. Well, a lot of damage done. Bloods and Renato down to around the 50 HP mark. Pretty much annihilating the full by push coming in from the C side. Now they know exactly what's happening. I mean, this round should be over and done.
Yeah, and spam as well through the smoke, just to add insult to injury, a little bit more damage being done. And I mean, they will find 1 courtesy of Renato, but a 2-on-3 with limited weaponry should be all said and done here.
The interesting thing is they've actually got the bomb down. They actually do have a nice angle upper. If Manish makes a mistake, for example, gets caught, you've got a potential round. This, like, MADDOGs have let them plant here ultimately, right? This PACT side have allowed them to get the bomb down and play in these after plants. So
Darko goes down. He was the one with the kit as well. They need to recover that because, I mean, 10 seconds is about to pass, and this is disjointed. Welcome to the clutch, and he's right. Oh my god.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I just don't understand what was happening. Like, eXploit peeked around with, like, players on top of other players' heads and everything. It was just chaos, and they still somehow come out with a round. As you say, like, PACT allowing them to get the plant down there. 2-on-3, although PACT is still have the advantage. They let so much time pass. And it's just... Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know as well if Darko didn't call out that he had a kit. Because... I can't remember who it was. I think it was Lunatic just went straight for the bomb instead of picking up the kit. And it would have given him a bit of extra time to at least just look at the angle. But that is a very quick opening from Renato. eXploit, they are crawling all over this B site already. And with the bomb planted, they are looking to find a sixth. But Nox, he's going to at least fight back with one. So don't get your ducks in a row before you count them. Is that how it goes?
That's not the phrase you're looking for there. But it's going to get the job done at the end of the day. I don't think we're going to be seeing a repeat of the previous round.
Look at the HP.
Oh, he got the molly off.
Yeah, smoke down though from PACT. Means that they can tap this one, but there we go. There you have it. Never any doubt. He says with sweat, with wiped off the brow.
Yeah, it's like coming. Like they were defusing that like on the last second there, Chad. I'm not so confident they had that one in the bag, you know.
Oh dear. But very back and forth rounds here, and it's feeling like just these rounds are just being. I was gonna say being decided in the very early stages, but they're not. That it's coming down to the wire every single time. As Jesus, Flat just goes flying through the air there, shooting wet windows, and he'll eat a nade for his trouble. Down to 11 HP. No armor for him, so he has nades for breakfast. And it should just be PACT mopping things up. Nice work from Nox there. Yeah, these rounds are like you think one team's locked in the round for, like in the first 20 seconds, and then it swings entirely the other way, and the other team just pulls it out the hat. Even like if you go back all the way to the pistol round where Manice found those two openings, you just thought, okay, well, PACT have won this pistol round then, but no. eXploit close it down in the end, and that's just been the story ever since. Look as well, Flakes. Double up setups now for the PACT side. Manice and Lunatic. Would be...
You get this right, it's really good to lock down an aggressive T-side team, because you can just play picks-based counter. You just hold these angles, really set up for the duels that eXploit are going to be trying to take early on here, and just walk away with 5-on-4s, 5-on-3s consistently. What you need to disallow is this refragging that eXploit continue to be able to pull off time and time again.
Flat! Oh, did you see that? Shooting the incendiary grenade to get it to him, so he didn't have to peek out into the open to collect it. Oh,
the man that takes no risks.
Yeah, you gotta respect it. Yeah, on that point you just made with the sort of refragging after finding those openings, that was a pick that Sobel did not need to give up there over towards Heaven. His team had already found a man advantage. You could just sit and let that one stew for a bit. You don't need to just go for a dry peek into brown holes and get your head clipped off.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it's just giving up the immediate advantage your team had just pulled away. And what do you gain from it? You don't really gain anything, especially when you're peeking sort of brown holes. You get the information, but you can gain that by shoulder peeking. You don't need to commit to sort of a full swing.
Oh, the player CT. Oh, no way!
And he's just deleting them from existence.
I think he made a lot of steps there, the player in the back lines, and the AWPs just bop up everything.
It was just a noise. They kind of knew he was there. Maniz is just absolutely on it as well. Flicks around with the AWP and just ends the man's career in about 20 seconds.
Man, that was clean. I mean, those AWPs find all 5 kills as well. Very nice. Lunatic doing good stuff. As PACT, they now have the lead here on Train. 6-5. And this was their pick as well, PACT. So, I mean, it's already a little bit ropey for them. In terms of sort of allowing eXploit to find quite a lot of T-sided rounds here.
Oh, suddenly everyone just got a whole lot louder for me. I'm not sure about you.
It did just get very loud for me as well.
Just lost half of my ears. There we go. Thankfully, though, much like we might be losing the ability to hit, I think eXploit might be losing the ability to play some Counter-Strike in this round.
Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust volumes there in the background as PACT are finding pretty much everything in this one. It was just pistols.
To be fair to them, the eXploit are getting a couple of nice picks here and there. They're definitely making the MADDOG PACT side work for it. I mean, Maniz being sort of tagged down to 54 HP as well. With that AK picked up, it definitely was a costly round. I mean, frankly, walking away with only 2 players and to go and grab that AWP is really far from ideal for the CT side, but at the end of the day, a round is a round.
Okay, I've turned it down, so I'm no longer having my ears bleed, but that's fine. I think we're all good to get back into things.
So odds are starting to shift in an interesting direction, favouring quite comfortably the PACT side. Would you agree with that? Would you put your money on PACT right now?
I think just in terms of raw skill and sort of the team, I think PACT are the better team in this matchup. It's just whether eXploit can catch PACT off guard like they have done early on in this game. Now we start to feel that PACT are just pulling themselves back in. They're starting to warm into things, starting to get used to what's going on, and I think that might mean the end for eXploit, at least in this first map. I think PACT probably take this matchup 2-1 all in all. So I do favour PACT as well. But never underestimate a side like eXploit.
Really a patience round, isn't it? 35 seconds left, and eXploit really trying to avoid what we kind of knocked on them for in previous rounds, which is just taking fights that perhaps some would consider to be sort of unnecessary. The downside here is at 20 seconds left, they've not taken a single fight. By the time they do, just completely chew them up. 2 kills towards MADDOG, 1 towards Ivy, the rest soon to follow. You can't really sort of leave yourself 20 seconds left without any sort of grand plan on how you're going to use it.
They just got sort of chewed up like mincemeat. It really wasn't fun for them. I need to sneeze. Or do I? It's a fake sneeze.
Classic Castle's worst nightmare, the fake sneeze. When you think it's about to happen, and then it doesn't happen.
No,
That's like the comeback. When you think the comeback is on and then it falls apart.
Yeah. The minute you say something, it all falls apart.
Much like this round, actually.
Yeah. Flat left alone, and he's not even alone anymore. He's joined his Bradthin up towards heaven. As in the afterlife, not the position on the map. A pause comes through. Final round of the half. 9-5 the scoreline. PACT have bounced back very, very nicely into this game. What was it to start off with? It was like 4-1 the early game, or 5-1, something like that. And PACT have just really run rampant since then. The double up setup has been working wonderfully for them. They've been chewing up all these anti-ecos, the anti-force buys. Exactly what they needed to do to get a very solid half here, because I think 5 on the T side of train, that's about as much as you'd want to give up here, as there's a load of pistols being dropped. I hope some of them are dual Berettas.
I too would run into round 15 of the first half at a best of 3 with dual Berettas.
You know, it's a secondary.
Only sensible choice.
I do want to say that dual Berettas are very underrated.
Oh no, what have I started?
No, man, I've got like a whole archive of clips of me using them, and you just literally just Xantares peek somebody with a rifle and just clap them. Although Renato was just, well, I guess Renato peeked down towards the B ramp, gets a couple of kills for his troubles, but Nox isn't gonna let that one slide unpunished. At least finds one in return for the PACT side. But look at the positioning. OBJ is slid in behind where Nox once was and catches him as he rotates back down. So now it's up to Manice and Lunatic, the double AWP, to try and retake A as eXploit. They'll have a sig fear.
Yeah, this is almost a guaranteed sig theory. The beauty of it is actually what eXploit done is pretty smart. It's the first time they've really been able to pull off a round with a bit of, at least in a little while, with some sort of tactical depth to it. That being that they've gone for this aggressive play towards the B side, got the frags, then immediately reverted back towards A. As MADDOG PACT then rotate towards the B site, starting to respond, that's where people like Renato come in from behind to cause some problems. Now, Lunatic definitely getting a frag out here, but at the end of the day, it makes no impact on the end result. It will be 9-6.
You just wanted a bit of stat pad, that's all it was. Get a couple kills extra. Make him feel good. Can't blame him. I mean, what else is there to do? Just sit and do nothing. Very nice shots as well. And if it just gives you a bit of confidence going into that second half, that can build up a lot as well for you. Just getting a couple shots like that to end out the half, head into the pistol round, tap some more heads, you know. Anything goes. Plenty of utility for PACT in this pistol round, and it's very aggressive as well from them, as Renato, close range, can't find the kills, gets a lot of damage through. Now it's up to Watts and Platt, and they are finding plenty of frags. Make it just a 2-on-4 for this PACT side to try and contend with. Manice has been spotted trying to crawl into the smoke. Platt will be calling that to his teammates as he finally finds him inside of that smoke. Even Nox alone against 4, but there's a first. 3 more to collect. Unlikely. As they're all staring him down. And there you go. 7 for eXploit. So they are going to keep things close at this point. They aren't going to let PACT get an easy route up into double digits. Looks like actually just going for Glocks as well. Not even purchasing any pistols or anything up.
I haven't seen this
straight
in a while.
Glocks.
So that's kind of just trying to math this out in my head, like if that's even an optimal strategy. 'Cause usually there's only 2 really clear choices. If you didn't get the plant, you force. If you did get the plant, you can save and go for a force in the next round. That's pretty much the common decision tree.
Yeah.
For optimal play.
I had a friend who used to play with like a flow chart of CS:GO early game.
Oh, there are some people that do. I've seen this many a time. There are some people that like they'll be playing their game and then they'll have on their other monitor or something the flowchart of like, here are all my calls for overpass, here are all the strategies that I'm gonna do.
No, it was literally just like, did we win CT pistol? Yes or no? Yes, you buy. No, you don't buy. Literally just like that.
I guess it's a money aid.
Yeah.
If there's folks, if there's ever one skill I could impart into all of you to go and learn how the money works in Counter-Strike. That's one of the core skills that makes someone a good Counter-Strike player.
I actually
is
prefer the
being
money
how the
system in
works.
Valorant.
Valorant does all the work for you. That's why.
Oh dear.
Valorant, the money system is you just hit tab.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
OBJ's having a bit of fun with this AWP now. Now eXploit are on the CT side, they can get a bit of free reign with their AWPs. And you see this as well as a bit of a bonus round for the CT side. Plenty of lesser weaponry in a couple MP9s and a couple FAMASs, but with this AWP, he's been finding a lot of space for his team. There's another frag as well. He's just working this A site. But eventually it will come to an end. Sobel and Manice. The last two alive, they are able to find themselves in a 2-on-2. Up a frag apiece, and they're going to deny the bomb planet. Oh, not quite! There was a chance for Sobel there, but player on either side of him, he can't quite get his aim adjusted in time, and it is going to be the defuse coming through for Plat. But how much work did OBJ have to do there? That round. Like, 3 kills for him?
Yeah, the backpack definitely has come on for a little bit there. He just sort of put the work in early on with this AWP. At the end of the day, Mo, you have to remember his team had to do the work closing the round out. He did the frags early on, but ultimately that 2-on-2 really did come down to Plat and Co. And all said and done, they did tie things up now, 9-9.
Yeah, and also remember as well, eXploit, they were on limited weaponry. He had a couple MP9s and there was a couple FAMASs. So it wasn't perfect weaponry for the rest of the eXploit guys, and well, they still pick up the rounds, so it goes their way, and with 9-9 on the scoreboard, guns out for the PACT side again. A couple Galeals, a few AKs. Very limited utility though, Flakes. They don't have much to work with here in terms of setting themselves up for an execute, and that looks like the B6 site is going to be the easier option, but with what's on a secondary up now, Darko has felt the wrath of that one. An opening pick goes the way of eXploit.
Well, this push could be completely shut down by Watts if he lands these shots, but unfortunately, First doesn't connect, but apparently they're oblivious to the fact that he's still there, which means he just repeaks and repeaks and repeaks. Kind of gets away with murder there, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, especially after this first shot. I mean, they do a good job flashing him off on the peak through the smoke. I mean, he still could have found that kill because he wasn't fully blinded by it. It started to fade. He did spot out the player. Can't quite flick in time. Yeah. Does a good job there. eXploit up to 10. They might be able to really put the pressure on PACT now because they've got the lead. They've got another round here which should be exploits for the taking. Just limited pistols for PACT. As if they're going aggressive early towards this A site. A player already pushed through Sandwich, Red Train, and a couple coming through Ivy now as the smoke goes down. OBJ almost lands one through the smoke. Can't quite connect, but it shouldn't really matter as the rifles now come through, just finding absolutely bloody everybody. And the bomb plant even going to be denied.
House.
Yeah.
Nothing that can be done there, especially with the rifles playing close sight. You won't even be able to get the bomb plant. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. They are going to lock things up. From here, this is where things start to get into slightly dangerous territory for this T side as eXploit begins to build up quite the advantage.
One thing that's on my mind though, Flakes. Said they locked it up, but did they throw away the key?
We'll have to see. It depends on if people like Watt's going to get away with absolute murder. Past rounds, being able to survive after getting an early kill and play the same position but just keep falling back. He just gets away with so much there with the AWP. If they give him that kind of freedom, that kind of flexibility, it's always going to be a struggle. That's a push that is interesting.
Yeah, not needed. Definitely would have been better off not going for that push, Renato. He's dead now, but luckily OBJ is still alive and he's found an AWP kill towards the B site, bringing things back into a 4-on-4. And with Watt's super low as well, there's definitely opportunity for PACT. Just depends whether they can silence these AWPs.
Yeah, the big thing is that popped up player, if he can get out and find the frag on towards Watts, it means that TCOM becomes a little bit more accessible. Watts has been pretty on top of things. So, that's a good molly as well, actually. He's recognized what's going on here. As long as Watts can stay alive for now, then he's going to be the nuisance that MADDOG PACT have to deal with. 30 seconds left, you can see them now to try and pick up this pace. The popped up player falls, so this is where Watts' life now becomes at risk. He's got no one holding for the push. Mini's spotting them back trains as well. The smoke only buying time for now as he just completely Gatling guns them out the server.
Yeah, but look at the player sandwich. That is Bloods. Gets one, but is instantly traded by Menis. All Bloods was able to do there was slow down the bomb plant, unless OBJ could swing round in time, but no, Menis is watching that angle as well. Good work with the AWP there from the PACT player. This opening frag was a gift for PACT.
Yeah, it feels like they definitely get that early advantage, don't they? Just from Renato going for a little wander through the smoke, unfortunately. And that's where what could have been quite the gap that was, well, exploited by the CT side, mind the pun. Unfortunately, it's now going to start to thin down again because they've allowed that full buy to pay off from MADDOG and their money's now kind of starting to get back in check again. We're starting to see them get closer to tying this one up. And another very aggressive push through the smoke. This time will pay dividends, but the strategy from eXploit is really interesting. They are quite literally licking the stamp and sending it through some of these smokes.
And that's not going to be a consistent way of winning rounds. This might be, though. Mini's peeking up over a smoke. Nobody's going to give himself up to him, though. So for now, he's left just to hope and wonder about how they can find an equalising frag in this one. There's a nice shot to find. Nox is even going to follow it up with a second. Into a 3-on-3 we go as PACT, they are pushing aggressive in towards this A site, but Renato, he's still out towards Ivan. He's still going to be a nuisance for them, and they need to remove him, and that's exactly what Nox is going to do with only 8 HP. He's still finding damage, dropping off the trade. Might have just saved his life against OBJ there. As him and Bloods are going to just try and go for the save, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they have much else they can really do here but try and save, can they? Unfortunately, with the shot not connecting, they don't really want to fight a 2v3 when you've both got sub sort of 30 HP. Pleasantly surprised, though, that eXploit have allowed MADDOG to tie up the game here. Did not anticipate this at all.
Certainly is an interesting first map. And I remember as well, it is MADDOG's, or rather PACT's, map pick. So if they can, if eXploit can take this one, they go into the second map of Dust 2 in a very handy position. That is an interesting scenario, but we'll have to wait and see how this one progresses, because it should be the PACT side to a 12th here. Obviously, they have the AWP and the FAMAS on that eXploit side, but with Platt, Renato, Watts, all on just pistols. Limited armor for them as well. Although Watts, he has got a Zeus. Yes, go for it. Yes! You love it. He's trying to get the gun, but that's going to be his demise. Couldn't quite snatch and grab there, Watts, but at least he goes for the fun. Gets the Zeus kill, and it's damage done either way. Still a gun that PACT will have to rebuy, and there's another one that will have to rebuy. The Bloods has just slid in, and Body Lunatic having a bit of a, I don't know what he was doing on the ladder. Some sort of aerial teabag on the player down at the bottom.
Some sort of aerial teabag. There you go,
Yeah.
folks. Maniz is just, how's he got away with that? Ducks and weaves down the ladder, gets a kill with the orb. That's unexpected. I was just thinking in my head, there's no way that he drops down and gets that frag, and then not 10 seconds later, the man flies on down and gets away with it. But the P250s are what's reigning supreme here. The 5-7 close Tika.
Oh. No, say it ain't true, Flake. Say it ain't true. Exploit might just be snatching and grabbing. A very, very interesting round here. With 20
He
seconds
can't get
on
out
the
to the
clock.
site. He's got to deal with the player PopDog and the player Backtrains.
Yeah, and
Getting to
missing
the
a
site here with
chance.
15 seconds left is going to be like mission impossible. It's a great Molotov to deny the plant, but they just go flying on through it. Finds
Oh!
the connector. 7 seconds remain. Now we have a round.
Platt. Be able to scooch out spots where Nox is playing from, and we'll find the shot. Orp reigns supreme in that duel. Even going to get a nicer skin as well. That's how much time he has to work with there. Welcome to the clutch. I'm glad more players are starting to spray. There's some good sprays you can use. I think I mentioned to you about Menezes spraying all those Easies.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah.
The confidence through stickers.
Yeah.
Oh, so he got away with that?
At least it
Oh,
isn't
boy.
happiness through work.
Darko's face first, shooting him in the head, whiffs, and his opponent just flicks 90 degrees to the right and just completely annihilates him. That's unfortunate. Those are the ones you don't like to see.
It is a tough start. Not gonna lie. But PACT, can they recover? That's the real question that needs to come through now. Is Maniz. He does at least fire off for one before Watts instantly trade him, but 2 on 4. PACT are in a difficult situation and make it a 1 on 4. Clean shots. Exploit are looking pretty crisp today, not gonna lie. And that's scary for PACT. So we'll try to tap away a player, but there's just limited angles for him. There we go. Gets him down eventually, but is instantly just shut down by Watts. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we wanted to see. Ah! That was my rendition of the Zeus death's noise. I think that was pretty good.
One way you're gonna pet it.
I think it was pretty good.
Goes back on the pistols now. I do have to wonder, are we going to see just MADDOG's PACT go for a lick the stamp and send it out the A site?
It might be better just to send it towards B. I mean, you could get a bomb plant pretty cheekily most of the time at B. Exploit, I think,
You
will
can, but it
realize
hasn't
that.
really worked for them in the past. I say that, and then the 1D just comes through. He just walks B and just gets the kill. Thankfully, the refrag does come through. Ivy's where I get a little worried. We've seen an AWPer under the guise of OBJ consistently perform this game. I do have to wonder, is giving him the chance to frag out here, is that a risk worth taking?
Well, at the moment, it seems like no, because he's already found 1 kill. Looking for more. He spots out the foot of Darko. His teammate will steal that kill away from him, but he's not going to get deterred and swings on for Nox. But Maniz on the Tech 9, okay. Alone against 4, he's managed to find 2. That'll be all he can find, though. Just like 0.2 of a second more for OBJ there, and I feel like he probably gets the final kill as well. With getting that gun reset. But now eXploit, they sit on 14 and are inching ever closer to stealing away the PACT map pick of Train here. And heading into Dust 2 with a very, very handy advantage. I mean, that's great for eXploit, but really not great for PACT, surprisingly. Who'd have thought? Ooh, that's a big nade. Manice and Lunatic eating shrapnel there. Not what I'd be having for breakfast. I had some craze for breakfast. Or crave, rather.
Oh,
Lovely,
can't go wrong with a good bit of
cereal.
crave.
Yeah, that is much better than shrapnel, that's for sure. As MADDOG's PACT, they are going to start setting up some utility towards his B site, but they initially set it through. They take a second to push off the back of it, and that allows a third rotation to come through. You can see how this means, because it's a lot of carnage, and it's packed with a 2-man. Make it just a 1-man disadvantage. Sobel alone against
this
2.
is the problem. It's the refragging. It's eXploit being able to rotate in the support required to then get all of these refrags. Even when they trade players out, they're able to refrag. There's not really much that this MADDOG PACT site can really do about that, to be honest, beyond getting in that site quick and easy and not really giving the time for eXploit to rotate in and get set up for these pushes.
Well, map point, and it goes the way of eXploit. He's looking very fun, full of Portuguese side. One final buy for PACT potentially here, and it could all be over on the first map. They started off pretty strong on the T side here as well. When they started getting the guns through, then it just slipped away all over again. I was certainly expecting more after their comeback in that first half, but it's looking like eXploit have this one dead to rights. A 1-for-1 trade, but Darko is left on just 20 HP. Bloods is just going to leapfrog his teammate there. He was just in the way anyway.
Don't mind me just slipping through here. Places to go, people to see, rounds to win. Really feels like the AWPs have been the key focal point, though, for me, for the CT side.
OBJ especially. Watts has also had his fair share, though, and he does strike down Lunatic there. Smite thy down. I think that was a verse in the Old Testament. Smite thy down with an AWP on Train. As it's all up towards Nox, so 1 versus 2 to try and keep PACT in this map. But Platt is right around the corner, and MP9 at close range. Basically, may as well be a buzzsaw. As it is 16-11 for the eXploit side, taking the map pick of PACT away from them. Any final thoughts on that one, Flakes?